the curtain, but we can see it, and people can also see it as well. So, Blessing, there's always no hiding point for you at this point in time. So maybe at the end of the show, you should go back, change that jersey if you don't want maybe people revolting against you.
Anyway, if you're seeing several jerseys of different club sides, from Liverpool to Chelsea to Arsenal,
but the glow on
Barcelona,
your face, with this particular jersey.
Wait. So if you're seeing with jerseys of Chelsea, of Liverpool, of Arsenal, of Barcelona, of Valencia, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and this one that I'm wearing at the moment, I mean, which one do you think fits me better? I mean, one that looks good on me the most. So go on Facebook.
3SC.
Or 3SC. I've won 3SC jersey as well. So go on Facebook on our live stream and tell me if you think the jersey that I'm putting on, has a good fitting on me. But hey, we'll continue with the show this morning. Let's start with the US Open fate, where British teenager Emma Raducanu continued the fairy tale run in the US Open by reaching the semi-finals with a dominant straight set win over Swiss 11 seed Belinda Bencic. Now, Raducanu is just 18, and again she showed all of her quality and composure. It was a 6-3, 6-4 victory. That victory means that she will rise to the cups of the women's top 50 and become the British women's number 1. Raducanu will play Maria Sakkari today in today's semi-finals after the Greek defeated Czech 4th seed Karolina Pliskova, and it's only a second Grand Slam appearance. The world number 150 Raducanu has become only the third woman ranked outside of the top 100 to reach the US Open semi-final. I saw an interview she granted where she said before the tournament started, she booked a flight just for the qualifiers, to qualify to the main draw, and then she could return to the UK because she wasn't sure she was even going to make the main draw, and here she is in the semi-finals of the US Open.
Fantastic. I mean, you just have to say that is quite impressive. This is all those one of those fairy tale stories that we always want to see in the world of sports, or that we have become so used to seeing, as a matter of fact, because you see people that will be ranked, way outside the top 100, some outside the top 150, and then they just come into the Grand Slam tournament and then they do so well for themselves, doing it at a very tender age at that. At just 18, she's got into the semi-finals of a Grand Slam despite being just a second appearance. So you look at all these things and you feel like, well, the sky is the starting point for the young British girl. And you look at the mental strength, tennis, many as a matter of fact, many sporting events happen in the head, and that is where I've been seeing a strong point. She's so calculative, and the mental ability, the mental side to her game, because when you're playing at that level, everyone has the ability, everyone has the physical strength, the expertise to do justice to all these things. But then you picking your moment, knowing when to pick maybe the angle of the court, or when to pick a shot very close to the net, when to go aggressive, when to go defensive. Those are the minute details that separates the best from the rest. And we're seeing it with this young lady. I've been seeing how she's been playing. I've been particularly impressed. And I feel like the sky is just the starting point for her, provided she keeps her head down. And then regardless of whatever happens in the semi-finals, I think she'll be coming up against Sakkari in the semi-finals. So, yes. Anything that happens there. But then getting to a Grand Slam semi-final is something really massive for someone just that young. I think she will be the youngest person in about 16 years to get to the Grand Slam semi-final. So you look at that and you feel that, well, this lady is something to look out for. And now we're all beginning to write the names, because say some 5 months ago, many people didn't even know Emma Raducanu. Now we all have our name on our lips. We all have our name somewhere in our diaries, in our jotters, looking out for her, looking out for what she will do in the coming years. So I mean, good one for her. Maybe the likes of Naomi Osaka, the likes of some of the other lads out there will begin to feel threatened that there's a new sheriff in town who is knocking on the door, and if they don't do well for themselves,
ship up or ship out. Basically, in the men's category, Novak Djokovic will continue his bid to win all 4 Grand Slams in the same year against Olympic champion Alexander Zverev in Friday's US Open semi-final. The world number 1 came from a set down to beat Italy's Matteo Berrettini 5-7, 6-2, 6-2, 6-3 in the last 8. Trust, Djokovic will always be dragged into the 4th or 5th set. I mean, it's a given. And guess who always comes tops? Always Novak Djokovic. That mental strength that man has, it is incredible. Now, Zverev, who beat Djokovic in July's Olympic semi-finals, advanced in New York with victory over Lloyd Harris. Lloyd Harris is from South Africa. I think he's the second South African man on tour, aside Kevin Anderson. Yeah. And it's just so great. And then in the women's category, we have Ons Jabeur, the Tunisian. It is so great to see Africans on tour. When we will see Nigerian on tour, I can't wait for that day, really. I hope it comes very, very soon. Away from tennis into athletics. Now, if there was one athlete, Faith, you would like to bring out of retirement, who would that be and why?
Wow, maybe you give me some time to actually think about that. Bring out of retirement.
Just one person. I use the word athlete. No, you can talk about several sports, football,
and all that.
Bring one person out of retirement.
Well, maybe it will be Pele, because I didn't watch him play. Many people have talked about so many goals he scored, and we've also seen it, about 1,000 goals, about well over 700 official goals as well. So I would have loved to see Pele play. Played in the 70s. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see him, but maybe if I were to bring someone out of retirement, where maybe it would be Pele.
So who else would you have in mind? Go on Facebook this morning, our Facebook live stream, and tell us if you have the chance to bring one player, one athlete out of retirement. I mean, from any sport, football, from boxing, from golf, from athletics, whatever it is, who would that player be? Now, I'm asking that question because the 8-time Olympic champion Usain Bolt says it is too late for a comeback, but then he admits that he has got that itch for a dramatic return to the sport. He's 35. I remember that he ended his glittering track and field career in 2017, and he says he was tempted by a possible return to the Tokyo Games, but his coach persuaded him otherwise. He said when he went to his coach to tell him in 2017 that he wanted to retire, the coach told him, "Are you sure? Because once you are done, you are done. You can't just come out of retirement one day and tell me to start following you on tours, because I won't go anywhere." And then he says he has so much respect for his coach, and then he said, "Okay, yes, this is my decision." But he said he went back to him again and said, "You have to be kidding me. I'm not going anywhere." But really, it's too late for a comeback, really.
Well, you can't say never for people like that. People that achieved so much in whatever their endeavor, they've shown that they have that fortitude. They can always fight back. But athletics is very difficult for you to just come back. You cannot easily get that time. What you need to do in athletics to get those outrageous times, to be running sub 10s, you need to build it for a very long time, for years. And then when you are into your 30s, it will be difficult for you to build that kind of momentum. But with Usain Bolt, you can never say never. I don't see him coming back, because it's looking like the stage will be a little bit too high for him. I know the likes of Jacobs are already the Olympic gold medalist. We've seen some of those, the Bromels, already knocking on the door now. Will Bolt still be able to come back to blaze the trail on the track? That would be difficult to say, and we don't want to see Bolt coming back and losing races. And we are so used to Bolt being in front. That's talismanic figure he cuts across in front of the park and all that. So I don't think Bolt will come back.
So what exactly is he doing at the moment? Someone is wondering. Well, after a brief spell as a professional footballer, Bolt is now embarking on another post-athletic career, which is music. He has produced and stars in his own reggae album alongside his best friend Nugget NJ Walker. So maybe go look for his album and see what it sounds like on the microphone. And still talking athletics, reigning African and Commonwealth Games 100-meter hurdles queen Tobiloba Amusan will be hoping to become the first Nigerian man or woman to be crowned Diamond League champion when she files out this evening for the final of the sprint hurdles in Zurich, Switzerland. Amusan has been drawn in lane 3 of what the experts have called an open final following the absence of reigning Olympic champion Jasmine Camacho, Queen of Puerto Rico, and world record holder Kendra Harrison of the United States of America, and of course the injured Jamaican Daniel Williams. Now, the petite sprint hurdler is thus considered as one of the leading contenders to be crowned 2021 Diamond League champion and be awarded a Diamond Trophy. The winner will also get $30,000 in prize money, as well as getting a wild card for next year's World Athletics Championships in Oregon in United States. Wow. Why didn't I do sports?
Blessing.
Why didn't I play sports?
It's not too late.
I'm doing sport, but I'm not playing sports.
But you are not playing sports. It's not too late to reconsider. Maybe going to wrestling.
Maybe. I didn't see that one coming, but no, sorry, Faith, I'm not going into wrestling. Away from athletics, quick one in basketball. That's from the Nigerian scene. Lagos Islanders started their Premier League campaign on a good note against Kamak of Lagos in the Atlantic Conference, led by his former captain Ayodele Oluwaseyi, masterminded his side to a lasting impact on the national team as a whole. To the Nigerian National League in Enugu, Shooting Stars won, Remo Stars won yesterday. Well, it was very impressive. We thought they were going to go on with 3 points, but somehow, Remo Stars had to come back into the game by snatching a draw.
Yeah, so unfortunate that they conceded a late goal in that one. Yeah, we scored around the 75th, 76th minute, but then with about 4 minutes to go, our Shooting Stars conceded that all-important equalizer for Remo Stars. But I think going into the game, if they had told us to pick 1 point from that game, we would have all taken it with all our arms, rather than losing the game. Pick a point. You already have 3 points. Prior to the game, we had 3 points. So, take a point from that one and see whatever you can get against Ekiti United in the third game. So 4 points right now, good position. Just like I said on Just Football yesterday, definitely within our reach. There's nothing like having it within your own purview. You don't need results from any other person to go your way. You know that once you get the win, and then even if the results are still good, a draw could still be enough. So Shooting Stars is still very much in a very good position at this point in time.
They are still much in a good position, but the last game against Ekiti United was supposed to be played today. And I was wondering, how do you play 3 games back-to-back in what's supposed to be a competitive fixture, for crying out loud? This is not entire sport, like a friend mentioned on the group yesterday. But of course, the game has now been moved to Saturday. That's the last game against Ekiti United. It has been moved to Saturday, 6 p.m. That's when that game will come up. 4 points for Shooting Stars, and I hope that they can see the game out see the group out, and then go on to get themselves back into the NPFL. And to national team stories, the Nigerian Football Federation says it has deferred to the FIFA's own record of 98 cap for Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa following the nullification of 2 matches he played in which should have made his tally 100, and they announced that they defer to FIFA in that, and apparently they agree with FIFA's record saying that is 98 cap and not 100. But of course, we've celebrated. We can't take that back.
We can't take that back, but FIFA is actually right, and you can't entirely blame NFF as well. He has actually played 100 games for Nigeria, but 2 games were actually shown not to be allowed. You remember the friendly we had against Togo in 2017? I think that game was played in France. We had more than the required number of substitutions to make it a FIFA grade A friendly. So FIFA didn't recognize that game, so they took it off. And then the game against Algeria in the World Cup qualifiers, where we fielded Shehu Abdullah as well, where they took those 3 points. We got a point. The game ended 1-1, but they took the points away from us and gave the points to Algeria because we fielded an ineligible player. So FIFA also didn't recognize that, so they took those 2 games away. But FIFA is only pushing the day forward. Whether we like it or not, Ahmed Musa will get those 100 caps, and he will go on to set a new record. I think the record is 101 now, held by, is it Vincent Enyama?
Or Joseph
Yobo, yeah, on 101 caps. So you look at that, 3 games, Ahmed Musa will do it.
He will get 3 games.
Before the end of this qualification series, he will definitely
will get that. And moving outside of Africa, Chelsea duo Antonio Rudiger and Timo Werner both scored as Germany trashed Iceland in their qualifying campaign for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Rudiger looped home a header in the first half, and forward Werner poked home from Blues teammate Kai Havertz's pass 1 minute from time. Bayern Munich pair of Serge Gnabry and Leroy Sané were also on the score sheet. Germany topped their group and are 4 points clear of second place Armenia, who drew against Liechtenstein. Meanwhile, world number 1 side Belgium maintained their unbeaten record by edging 1-0 past Belarus. This is the BBC Premier League update. When we return, I'm seeing lots of comments against me on Facebook. Some
and you must take them, Blessing.
You will take them, don't worry. After this break, stick around.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. The England captain Harry Kane scored in his 15th consecutive World Cup or European Championship qualifying match for the Three Lions, but it wasn't enough as Poland equalised in injury time in a 1-1 draw in Warsaw. Kane was disappointed to have conceded so late, but says the team remain in a strong position in the group.
Kicking the teeth at the end there. Never easy conceding last minute, but it was a great performance from the boys. I thought we controlled the game really well. A tough place to come against a tough team. obviously got ourselves ahead and we were seeing the game out nicely, but sometimes football that can happen. Yeah, obviously disappointing, but I think all in all it's been a great camp for us. 5 points clear at the top with 4 games to go, puts us in a great position.
Elsewhere, the European champions Italy beat Lithuania 5-0, with Everton's Moise Kean scoring twice in his first appearance for the national team since he returned to Juventus on loan from the Toffees. Germany were 4-0 winners over Iceland in Reykjavik, with Chelsea pair Antonio Rudiger and Timo Werner on the scoresheet, and West Ham's Pablo Fornals and Ferran Torres of Manchester City got the goals as Spain beat Kosovo 2-0 in Pristina. The former Manchester United coach Carlos Queiroz is the new head coach of the Egyptian national team. Queiroz spent 5 years at Old Trafford in 2 spells at the club under Sir Alex Ferguson. And 8 Premier League players won't be available for their clubs this weekend after Brazilian football authorities triggered a FIFA rule to prevent them from appearing. Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester United and Leeds United will all be affected. Players not released for an international window can be banned for 5 days after the window ends under FIFA regulations. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, we are back and reaching home stretch on Sports Bank this morning. Who are those dragging me on Facebook? What have I done?
Olatunji Olalekan Lukman actually says this jersey looks good on Blessing.
Thank you.
Well, someone that's named Otito Koro said, please stick with your Arsenal, leave our logo alone. Just the mere fact that you can call a team which finished in second place an Orita Mefa team is enough to disqualify you. I don't know when Blessing actually says she's an Arsenal fan, but maybe he's saying something we are not seeing.
When I called United Orita Mefa, they were Orita Mefa now.
Well, Kayode Afolabi also said Arsenal fan putting on Man U jersey. I don't know.
When did I say I was an Arsenal fan?
Abimbola Fin follower says, the Ote Kingdom on red Bawo. Taiwo Sunday says, Blessing, you look good in that jersey.
Thank you.
Please put on 3SC jersey next week.
Okay.
I bet you it will be spot on.
I'm
Blue
telling you, I'm going to do that.
Blue is the
I am
sky.
going to do that. Next time you see me, there's a Shooting Stars jersey.
Yeah, well, Majid Olani also says, let's promote 3SC.
Yes, indeed, we will. We will do that.
Otito Kuro also says something. She said, Blessing said Arsenal is a bigger club than Manchester United. She can never, the never is in capital letter. Welcome in our club.
Otito Kuro, where's your evidence? Where is your evidence? All these things are seen without evidence, really. But in Ligue 1, Nice have been docked 2 points, one of which is suspended and must replay their Ligue 1 game against Marseille after crowd trouble led to the match on the 22nd of August being abandoned. Dimitri Payet was hit by a bottle and of course he threw it back into the crowd, causing fans to storm the pitch. And teammates Alvaro Gonzalez and Marseille coach Pablo Fernandez have also been sanctioned, and the match will be replayed behind closed doors at a neutral venue. Nice's punishment include a total of 3 games to be played behind closed doors. I'm just looking at this vis-a-vis the kind of punishment we hand out to crowd violence back here in Nigeria for the NPFL, but we have to move on. Like you heard in the BBC Premier League update, 8 players will be unavailable for the next round of Premier League fixtures after Brazilian Football Association triggered the FIFA rule that sees players banned for 5 days if not released for international duty. The ban is the latest development in the controversy surrounding Brazil's international fixtures and the country's relationship with the government of COVID red list status. And this story, it's somehow to me because Afghanistan's women will not be allowed to play cricket or sport under the new Taliban regime, which could put the future of the men's international team in jeopardy. Now, following the US final withdrawal from the country, the Taliban has announced a caretaker cabinet which paid homage to the old guard of the hardline group in all-male government. They're speaking to broadcasters. Deputy head of the Taliban's Cultural Commission stated Abdullah Wasik stated that sport is not seen as necessary for women to play. We have to leave on Sports Bank this morning. Fit your parting shot.
Well, I always want to see, Blessing. Hopefully next week she will eat the call of, of our teaming fans who are calling for her to wear Shooting Stars jersey next week. But, ultimately, one thing we are saying is that, fans of Manchester United, she's donning a Manchester United jersey. I don't want Blessing on board.
I don't want Man U. I'm not coming to Man U. Leave me alone. Thanks for being a part of Sports Bank this morning. My name name is Blessing Fowowe, and I've worked with Faith Adedeji. Thank you for being here. And of course, Desmond to the G. Have a great Thursday. Au revoir.
Splash FM 105.5.
Hope you are doing great. It is your favorite girl here again, and I'm here to talk about the Big Brother Naija Shine Your High housemates. Okay, it's been 7 weeks of the Big Brother Naija Shine Your Eye season, and trust me, it gets unpredictable, and now is the time to really shine your eye as a fan. The housemates will entertain you, and also expect more from Biggie's surprises, and trust DSTV and GoTV to bring all the exciting drama 24/7. And guess what? There is a lot to unwrap from last week in the Shine Your Eye house. From the Boma and Angel fight to the Tega situation. We sure had a lot on our plate last week that ended with the Sunday live show as 4 housemates, Boma, Tega, Michael, and Peace, left Biggie's house. Well, we will all miss them. But of course, action resumed in yet another exciting head of house challenge on Monday, and Big Brother flipped the script once again. Guess what? The first runner-up got the chance to use save and replace veto power. After the grueling challenge, Emmanuel emerged as the week's head of house. Before the start of the head of house games, the housemates went through the nomination process, which ultimately left White Money, J. Paul, Queen, Saga, Licorice, Jackie B, and Sax K up for possible eviction this weekend. But guys, it is time for all-out action to save your favorite housemates. Because I know you really want to save your favorite housemate. To save your favorite housemate, visit www.africamagic.tv/bigbrother. To save your favorite housemate, visit www.africamagic.tv/bigbrother to vote on the website and mobile site for free. Are using the My GoTV and My DSTV app to save their favorite housemates. So make sure if you are